slavery. Our government is designed on slavery. Since the beginning of time, a man created fire and was able to reproduce that flame over and over and over. Instead of sharing it with his friend and have his friend share it with his friend, he held it to himself. And he said you weren't allowed to have fire unless you gave him what he wanted. All of a sudden, you create a bunch of people that are working for one person. In our country today, it's still the same thing. But know that before this occupation, if you were homeless, you were alone. You were alone. You were sleeping on a street corner. You were shoved in Christian lines, taught Christian example, forced to believe in their beliefs, forced into a shower, herded like animals. You didn't feel like family. You had to show up at specific times. Then all of a sudden, you're homeless longer and longer and longer, and you can't get a job anymore. Just because you're homeless does not make you a lesser person. In Japan, they say that if you have a core, you have a home. I'm happy that I didn't take $50,000 for an education to work at Starbucks. I'm happy I've never driven a car. I'm happy I've walked everywhere I've gone and used transportation, local city transit. I'm 30 years old without a driver's license. And it wasn't how long I had to wait on the interstate to get a ride, hitchhiking to the next town, because I thought it was a better way of travel. How many times I got arrested, thrown into a cop car because I wanted to experience my country even though I was broke. So hopefully this is the end. And we know that everybody is creative. Everybody has their gifts. Until we tear down the walls of the world, the people have to do that. The government can't hold those walls. Not if we tell them they can't hold those walls. If we're occupying the airports, if we're occupying the freeways, if we're holding our signs everywhere someone has to go, maybe they'll start realizing that they too are part of the 99%. Mexico is right underneath us, and we've been starving them for years. Africa is right across the street, right across the sea. Well, nowadays, they're right across the street with technology. I can call my friend in France right now. I can call my friend in England right now. And that's the beauty of this occupation. It's not just here. It's everywhere. And I'm sorry that you had to get tagged like a dog to come into this country. But you know what? It'd be the same thing if I went to yours. When you cross borders, after all the old wars that we've done, after all the fighting we've done, all the hate that's been in the world, and all the bombings that we've done to each other, and Christian groups, and religious groups, and capitalist groups, and people that said, you have to work for me, they created that. But us together as people, we don't think that way. People aren't violent. People are loving and caring and nurturing, and they want to be with each other. And now we're getting that. So